There we go. Welcome to episode 114 of Converse in the Ninjaverse. I'm Will.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Mike.
And I think we're all in Happy Memorial Day, because we're recording this on Memorial Day. But we're all in post-barbecue haze, I think.
I didn't barbecue.
I had some good barbecue yesterday.
I didn't barbecue at all because I'm not allowed to barbecue. Not for safety purposes, not like Will, where Will is actually by law banned from barbecuing.
There was a judicial order.
There's a judicial order that Will cannot barbecue.
in the county in which he lives.
I am just in my complex.
He is not allowed to buy propane or propane accessories.
Yes.
I'm about to buy a new barbecue in a couple weeks then.
But I spent my Memorial Day weekend going to the most non-Celtic festival that I've ever been to. So the Poconos, you disappoint me.
The Poconos, where the Jews go to vacation, and you went to go see Irish people.
We went to see Irish people in the Poconos and saw a lot of non-Irish people.
Oy vey, faith and bigore.
I actually have never been to the Poconos. We're thinking of maybe going in September.
It's mountainy.
I went for my 8th grade class trip, and my 8th grade class got our whole school banned from ever returning to that resort in the Poconos.
Nice. That's like when I worked at the car dealership. We got all 3 buildings banned from going to Seaside.
Well, at least you were an adult. We were junior high students.
Yeah.
My senior class ended, or I'm sorry, my freshman class ended the freshman picnics at Southern for a while because we were obnoxious on our freshman.
Nice. All right. Well,
Not our fault that they just introduced a Super Soaker.
Yeah, it was, we did go into high school in the beginning of the Super Soaker days.
We totally did.
I loved my Super Soaker. It was so good. I had the double-barreled fucking... Love that one. I also had a water gun that looked like a real pistol that was battery-powered that shot 20 feet.
I had the Uzi. Yeah, so... It stopped working after a while, but it was still cool.
Yeah, our Super Soaker battles in school, I remember, escalated to water balloons and then like water balloons filled with shaving cream.
Yeah, it sounds like what happened with me.
Until it was, you're not going to be allowed to ride the bus anymore if you get caught.
Youth.
And it was especially harsh because we shared a bus with the competitive school down the street from us. There were 2 Catholic schools in town that shared the same bus. So they would pick us up, and then they'd go pick these other guys up, and we would. There would occasionally be issues and school pride. You know, like good Catholics would try and kill each other.
Yes, without the Catholic guilt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. What was about box office this week? There's some movies that came out this week. A few of them.
Yeah, there were a few of them, but only 2 of them made the top 5. Coming in at number 1 was Tomorrowland, the new Disney movie that we had talked about, I guess, for a hot second right when Age of Ultron came out.
Yeah.
We talked about seeing the trailer for it and kind of being surprised as to how violent it looked at points.
I'm hearing mixed things about it.
I've actually heard some pretty good stuff about it. That took in $32.9 million for the weekend.
George Clooney on Tomorrowland interviews is still apologizing for Batman and Robin.
I saw that, and as well he should.
You'll never be done.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, it opened this weekend and didn't open great.
Mm-mm.
I think it was a lot of mixed reviews. You know, I think I only saw one physical review that was negative for it. I know visually it looks phenomenal, but
yeah.
You know, I was thinking it was like another Avatar.
Our friend Stacy saw it and she liked it.
Yeah, I've had a couple of people that have seen it and liked it.
All right, so Rotten Tomatoes gave it 49%, and users on Flickster gave it 61%.
Oh.
So that's pretty much right down the middle, 50-50.
Yeah.
And it's a Brad Bird movie.
Yeah.
Well, tell him to stop doing that and get to work on Incredibles 2.
He's working on it.
I don't know if there's ever been a Brad Bird movie I didn't like.
Yeah, that's true. But still, Incredibles 2.
It's coming. It's coming.
What about Iron Giant 2?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Iron Giant. Good movie.
That touched the brother's heart.
It did.
Yeah, reach that one
Vin
here.
Diesel's best performance.
It might have been Vin Diesel's best performance prior to Groot, anyway.
Yes.
But coming in at number 2 was Pitch Perfect.
Well, people always say Vin Diesel is wooden and robotic.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect 2 came in at number 2. $30 million for the weekend. $109 million total. That's in its second week.
Mm-hmm.
That got 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I'll see that when it comes out on.
Much better.
Yeah. Much better. Much better than Tomorrowland.
Yes.
Coming in at number 3 is Mad Max Fury Road, which I still have yet to hear anything bad about.
Yeah.
That took.
Well, you're not going to hear it from the critics because they gave it 98% positive reviews.
They love it.
I did hear an interesting theory on it though, but I'll talk about that in a second. But that took in about $25 million for the weekend, $88.5 million total. That's in its second week. But the theory that I heard on it, and it's kind of got some holes in it, but the theory is that the Max that we're seeing in this movie isn't Mel Gibson's Max. That it's the feral kid from the first movie.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah. But that theory's got some holes blown in it. But there's some stuff about it that does seem a little plausible. So I kind of like that idea that it's not Mel Gibson's Max.
But the
it's
feral
the
kid from the first one went on to lead that. That doesn't make any sense. I mean,
that's one of the holes that somebody threw
from
at
Road
it.
Warrior. He's the guy that's the narrator at the end, and he's the one. He's telling the story.
Yeah.
That he
Well, as I said, it's had some holes blown in it. I just thought it was kind of an interesting side theory that.
Well, I just blew the fuck out of it there.
Yeah. Well, fuck you then.
You brought it up.
I did. Fuck you.
Bullshit about
What's it
Mad
about?
Max.
Your mic is gonna die again.
It was. It's not really the Max character. It's really Tina Turner's character had a sex change.
Absolutely.
And got some vitiligo, and
There you go.
they stretched a midget, and
But yeah, as I said, it had some holes in the theory, but I thought it was still an interesting theory and worth bringing up.
okay.
And Mike shit on it.
And Mike shit on it because that's what Mike does.
So I didn't shit on it. I am.
You shit on it.
Last week I spoke about how highly I enjoy the Mad Max film series, and then you're gonna come at me with some stuff like that.
All right. What was number
You
5?
go back and you just be quiet and go watch your hipster Australian version of Mad Max and
My bootleg ass Australian VHS Mad Max
it's not even on VHS, it's on like beta.
Nice.
came in a kangaroo pouch. It was so Australian. Sat there, had a Vegemite sandwich, and
Made from real kangaroo.
yep.
All right. And number 5.
Number 4.
I thought it was 4. Was Mad Max, wasn't it?
No, 3 was Mad Max.
Wait.
Tomorrowland, Pitch
Tomorrowland,
Perfect, Mad Max.
Pitch Perfect.
Okay.
Mad Max.
I added a movie in there. A
Learn
movie I have
to
up in here. I
count.
want to talk about it.
Learn to count.
Okay, go ahead.
Learn to count. Number 4 is a movie that we knew was coming out, but I had no idea it came out this week. It was Poltergeist.
Yes, and that's I have it up. That's what I was thinking. We already talked about because I have this up here. Topless Robot put up 7 ways the new Poltergeist surprised him. And number 1, it was Box of Clowns. Now, let me explain. I'm going to read this. Well, first, how much did it make?
$22.5 million.
Okay, that's not terrible. All right.
My list is different than yours.
Is it? Are you looking at weekend or are you including today?
I don't know. I'm looking at. I brought up the IMDb list because I was reading along with you as you went, and my list goes Tomorrowland, Pitch Perfect, Mad Max, and then Avengers. I do not have Poltergeist.
I go off of Box Office Mojo. Box Office Mojo says number 4 was Poltergeist.
Box Office Mojo, the official list of the Ninjaverse.
Well, and
Fuck
I got Flickster open here too, and that says Poltergeist was 5th. So IMDb dropped the ball.
Or maybe they're taking today into account.
Maybe.
It's not, but it ain't there. It didn't.
I don't know. Well,
I
anyway.
mean, it has Avengers at $21 million for the weekend, and then it does not have Poltergeist. You know, they didn't lose money.
They did.
Yeah, I have.
Unless
I
they
have
started refund them,
I have
motherfuckers.
I have Poltergeist at 4 with 22.5, and I have Avengers at 5 at 21.5.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess my list is fucked.
Yes.
I apologize.
You're shitting all over things again.
God damn it.
All right.
God damn it, my friend.
Apologize.
He said, the Topless Robot, he's saying, he said, let's cut to the chase right now. It always bothered him in the original movie. Why does the kid own such a terrifying clown doll? And for the new version, it's shown scarier. Well, here's the good part. They don't actually own the doll. Now, Chris, I need your opinion on this. The Bowen family moves into their new house. The boy gets given the attic as a bedroom, and late one night hears noises from behind a small door that he shouldn't have opened. Inside is a box of clowns. The house just came with a box of clowns. And just like the weeping angels in Doctor Who, when you don't look at them, they move.
Okay, so Evil House comes with evil box of clowns?
Yes.
Burn it to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
The thing is...
That house is in Australia.
You know what? I almost might take the millions of fucking spiders falling from the sky than a random box of fucking clowns in the attic.
Creepy ass clowns.
Now you guys would remember this more. Being in the age of when Poltergeist came out, clowns were a lot more common, and there was less of a people having this fear of clowns. Because in the 70s, with mimes being popular and clowns being popular, and that carried on into the early 80s, that clowns were still all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And people just wound up with all kinds of
Get
clowns
that off that screen right now.
in their life.
Fuck off,
And
Mike.
You are this close. This close.
Without even really looking, somebody who was a child of the 80s who still keeps all their junk around would have, like, clown things
God, I hate him today.
in their house and in their room, and not like a creepy attic full of clowns.
But in this movie, this house has a creepy attic full of clowns.
In a little door that he shouldn't have opened. And you know what? My grandmother in her old house used to have a little fucking door that always looked like a demon was in there because it was a tiny door like this big. Never opened it. Ever.
I know your grandmother, and your grandmother probably has a box of clowns somewhere.
My aunt had those porcelain dolls, which are just as creepy.
When I was a kid, my bedroom had the door to that. It had a little door, like a 4-foot high door.
Yeah.
That went into the attic. That a lot of those old houses did, because you had like that dormer attic. You didn't have like a real attic above everything. It was just in that lower. And my bed was up against that door.
Oh, fuck that.
And there was the louvers of the peak of the house were in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
So on a windy day, wind kind of blew into that attic. And it was an insulated wall, but that door would then shimmy and push a little bit.
Nope.
While I was sleeping.
Nope. I would never see.
So there would be times where I watched like Poltergeist as a little kid, and then went to bed.
All of a sudden,
the attic door rattling like the headboard.
You're going to bed with 2x4s and nails, like.
And this is one of the reasons today why I can't stop watching horror movies.
Because you lived one.
And he lives in a creepy fucking house now.
With a box of clowns.
It might have it didn't have a box of clowns.
Faces on a wall.
It had faces on a wall.
What?
Faces carved in my banister has faces on it.
That wasn't even what I was thinking about. I was thinking about when I first came into that house. The first thing you showed me in the upstairs, the lipstick kisses all over the fucking wall.
Oh, the lipstick! I finally painted over the lipstick kisses on the attic door. Yeah.
That's a little creepy.
That was creepy. No, I forgot about that. I finally painted over that.
Yo, I'm never visiting you.
And I got the coal shower. I got the coal room, the murder shower, and the rotisserie in the basement. So if I was,
this is a great old house.
Yeah, the 100-year-old house I bought is probably it was owned at some point by murderers and devourers of human flesh.
Kind of like you had a fucking Charlie Manson safe house, is what you.
But
had.
I digress.
Yeah, we're not talking about Mike's creepy house anymore because fuck that. I'm not.
We should do a whole episode on Mike's creepy house.
Well, it was built 100 years ago by like the richest guy in the neighborhood, so he might have like killed poor urchin children. You know.
I just keep thinking of How I Met Your Mother when they want him to build a murder house. He's like, you can't build a murder house. Yo, that's what those. You saw the commercial for Poltergeist, right? The new one.
Yeah.
The trailer.
Yeah.
You remember that part when it's all those glowy ass eyes? In the trailer, when like
Maybe.
the door closes and it's like all these creepy.
Oh
ass
yeah, I do remember that now.
Those are the fucking
That's the box of
clowns.
That's the box
Fuck that box of clowns. Fuck that box of clowns hard.
Fucking that's the next sci-fi movie. Blanket of Spiders versus Box of Clowns.
No, it's tidal wave of bears.
Now, all right, here's a trade-off.
Spiders, box of clowns.
Yes.
All right, I was gonna say it could have been a Nazi's Got Your Mom that if you had to.
I was gonna go. Are you doing Nazis Got Your Mom?
No, I'm not gonna do Nazis Got Your Mom.
Fucking clowns?
I was gonna go like this. All right, you buy a house, you open the attic, box of clowns. Fuck it, we're moving. Like that old Eddie Murphy bit about why there's no black people in Poltergeist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out. Too bad we can't stay. All right, you open the attic, and you find a box of clown shoes.
No. That means there's a ghost of a clown in the house.
It's clown shoes, though.
Don't care.
It's not clowns. It's just their shoes. Their shoes are hilarious, not creepy.
Until you're sleeping and all of a sudden you hear.
They are hilarious, but
still no.
They're fucking clown shoes.
I probably still no.
Nope.
All right, box of clowns.
Although you know what? No, I would stay. I would stay with the clown shoes. I would burn the clown shoes in the yard, like immediately.
With
I
a
would
warning.
stay with clown shoes. But if it was box O clowns, I'm gone.
All right, what about a collection of doll heads?
Yeah, no.
Fuck no.
Burn them with the clown shoes.
What about a collection of decapitated dolls?
Even creepier.
See previous response.
Why? Were all those things in your attic, Mike? Because if so, fuck off.
Halloween episode coming directly from the Zigger residence.
Yes. Nope. Not for me.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm just thinking about things that'd be creepy to find in the attic.
There's all kinds of creepy shit in the attic. All right. Let's move on, because this podcast has got scary. And
we got weird. Well, you know, it's just we're talking about the movies, and we're talking about. I'll make a quick movie recommendation for anybody looking for a horror movie.
Okay.
On Netflix. I'm gonna forget the fucking name of it now.
Zombievers?
Oh, Zombievers is there. I haven't seen that yet. Babahawk.
What is it?
Babahawk is
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
I watched it.
Okay.
And in the vein, I'll put it in the vein of
like the Babadook or something like that?
Babadook? Yeah, Babadook maybe,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Babadook. Yeah, I'm sorry, there's no H in it.
Mm-hmm.
I just found it. Australian film, in that vein, it reminded me of Poltergeist. It reminded me a little bit of Evil Dead. It reminded me a little, it had some of those elements. And a great air of creepiness to it. And done, not, it lets your kind of imagination build for a little bit that it's setting it up. Some people have criticized it, I guess, for starting slow. But once it gets going, I think even starting slow, it's got that vibe of a 70s horror movie where nothing necessarily horrible happens for the first half an hour or so.
Okay.
But at least to set the scene for you, set the tone. But I really enjoyed it. If somebody's looking for, something creepy on Netflix, the Babadook, which it was recommended on Netflix. So if you see it, but if you're questioning it, I think it's definitely worth the check out. It's only about 90 minutes.
Because your Netflix is creepy.
Netflix is creepy as fuck.
That's why I recommend yours. Mine's all fucking kid cartoons and shit. Like, oh look, Phineas and Ferb.
It only recommends Bring It On movies for.
Hey, only the first one. Only the first one. I gotta buy that on Blu-ray actually.
Bring It On 9, Electric Boogaloo.
Moving on. All right, let's talk about what we got. Yeah, we had some DC stuff, right? Some decent.
Well,
some
yeah, there
decent-
was one kind of big DC thing that happened in the past couple days.
It was. Well, was it Friday or Saturday?
I think
Oh, it was Friday.
Friday.
It was Friday because my kids were at school and I tortured them with this. So, Friday morning at about 3 a.m.-ish or so, the Supergirl pilot leaked onto the internet. Now, normally when things leak onto the internet, it's like, or it used to be, like, you'd see, like, for your consideration if it was like an Academy Award screener kind of thing, or it has some kind of watermark on it for the studio. This was a perfect 1080p copy of the Supergirl trailer. Oh, not trailer, Supergirl pilot. This shit was put out on purpose.
It probably was.
Yeah, because everybody was shitting on the 6-minute rom-com trailer, and then there was the 2-minute recut trailer that got pulled. So it's out there. You can see it. I'm not going to tell you where to get it, but you know where to get it. I've seen it. The two of you have not seen it, so I will be very non-spoilery about this. But I can safely say all of the rom-com stuff is really confined to those 6 minutes in the trailer.
I kind of had that feeling. I mean, from the vibe of Flash and Arrow, even though Arrow got a little soap opera-y
this season.
Yeah.
A lot of will they, won't they with Felicity.
Yeah.
Well, it is on the CW.
Yes.
And I have some breaking Arrow news that I just saw here for another crossover.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Well, I mean, it just happened.
We need breaking news. Breaking news. Go ahead.
Breaking news.
Do that, and then we'll get back to Supergirl.
The Arrow is on Monday Night Raw.
Oh. Is he on there, though? Because they were talking about it. I didn't realize he was actually going to be on it.
I guess Stardust went after him or something like that. Stardust was face-to-face with him.
Oh, God. Stupid Stardust.
So, we might see Arrow versus Stardust.
Well, he did meet Sting at the Wizard World Philadelphia, so nice. But yeah, all the rom-com stuff is. I mean, there's a couple more minutes, but for the most part, this is a Flash Arrow caliber show from the first episode. It starts off with kind of like Flash and Arrow. My name is Kara Zor-El. Blah blah blah. It goes through the whole thing. The villain she fights in the pilot is actually a Superman villain. I can't remember. It's like a Z tier Superman villain. Let me see if I can pull up the name real quick. Because it's a dude with an axe. And in the 70s covers when he was on, he kind of looked like Sean Connery in Zardos.
I know the guy you're talking about.
We talked about this, I think, when they announced that he was going to be on the show.
Yeah.
He was like some kind of a lumberjack villain in the 70s or something.
Yeah, he has this big-ass axe. What the hell is his name? I got the article up here.
He's probably called, like, the Lumberjack.
No, it's not. He actually has, like, a name, like an alien. What the fuck is the dude's name?
But the alien name translates into a Lumberjack.
Yeah, whatever. I can't find it right now. But, yeah, she fights him. Hank Henshaw's in the trailer, or in the pilot. I keep saying trailer. James Olsen, who I gotta say, James Olsen, this ain't Jimmy. He's got the half-tuck shirt. He moved to National City to get like a fresh start on life, all this stuff. But the show itself,
and he's black.
Yeah, but you know what? He's actually pretty awesome. I liked him.
I saw from the trailer it looked cool, and I liked the idea of that Superman's established himself. Jimmy Olsen isn't Jimmy Olsen now. He's become a reputable Pulitzer-winning photographer.
James Olsen.
But he's James Olsen now.
James Olsen.
Yes. He's no longer Cub reporter Jimmy Olsen.
No, Callista Flockhart still looks kind of creepy. I never really was a Callista Flockhart fan, but she's like super skinny, like scary skinny.
Yeah.
It freaks me out when I look at her.
But she's always been that way.
Yeah, but I think now she's gotten skinnier, and you can definitely tell she's gotten work done, and her lips are a lot wider. So it really freaked me out. Hopefully she doesn't have a lot going on in the show, but I mean, she's Cat Grant, so she's going to be there enough. The sister plays a big role. I will say this, without spoiling anything, there is a huge geek-out moment within the first 5 minutes of the show. I'm talking huge. I was so excited. And they don't shy away from Superman. They show him in silhouette form a couple times in the pilot.
Do they say the words Superman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do. And they even say they drop Man of Steel too. So
Okay.
I mean, they do.
Wasn't sure if they were just gonna keep referring to him as your cousin.
No. They do say Super. I believe they say Superman, but I know for sure they say Man of Steel.
I'll have to watch it and find out.
Yeah, but definitely worth watching. I think it's 6 months early. People are saying, so that would be it's not coming out till November. So you got to wait a couple more months, but
Well, it's the same thing. We got a hold of that Flash one super early.
yeah, but not
That
6 months.
That was a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no, the show is definitely good. And one of I guess the big bad for the show is the guy who was in the first Iron Man movie that everybody he was with the 10 rings and all that stuff. The villain in there what's his face? Jeff Bridges puts the little fucking ear thing on him.
Yes.
Yeah. He's the big bad.
Okay.
They don't show much of him, but he's the big bad. I guess a super person has to have a bold villain as their arch nemesis. Whatever. But yeah, show's definitely good. Melissa Benoist she pulls off the super excited, I have powers kind of thing, but then when she needs to get down to business, she gets down to business. It's a very good show. I highly recommend finding the pilot and checking it out for yourself.
Or, doing the legal thing and waiting until it comes out,
Don't do that. Just watch it.
We cannot advocate piracy on this show.
True.
So wait. Nudge, nudge.
Hey, do what you want to do.
Yeah, we're not your mom.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
But, it may be out there, it may not be out there, I don't know.
Yeah,
May have fallen off the back of a truck, I don't know.
maybe it fell off the back of the internet. It's fine. In other DC news, reported, I listened to it. On YouTube, there's a video out there that is supposedly Jared Leto's Joker voice, like saying actual lines from Suicide Squad. I don't have a problem
Does he
with
run
this.
around going like, look at the damage tattoo on my forehead. It's so fantastic.
He should, but no. Sounds like the Joker. I mean, it doesn't sound like he's doing anything crazy. I will say it's definitely a darker tone for the Joker. Like, I'd say even darker than Heath Ledger's Joker. Which it wasn't really super. I guess Heath Ledger's wasn't super dark. It was more twisted.
Is it darker than Cesar Romero's Joker?
Yes.
Okay.
I can confidently say it's darker than that. But yeah, Suicide Squad. It'll be fine. Whatever. I don't know what else to say about the movie. There's some set pics that have come out that look decent. There was some video that came out, which I think we talked about last week with the Joker tattoos that they're fucking liars. And I will say the Suicide Squad movie is the reason they cannot use Harley on Arrow. Because they had basically a whole storyline planned out for her, because they've been dipping into the Batman villain well for Arrow. And once Suicide Squad got announced, they got a memo from DC saying you can't use her. So they can't even really use Task Force X. That's kind of why they're kind of shying away from it now. Which is stupid, because why wouldn't you give Arrow a super team that kind of he needs sometimes, but they fight against him sometimes? Whatever. It annoys me.
Maybe they'll wind up calling it something else.
Task Force Z.
With the stuff that's leaked so far, about Harley Quinn fighting the Joker in the movie. Again, it makes me feel like this Batman Superman movie. I don't want to see Harley Quinn fighting the Joker. I want to see Harley Quinn and the Joker together.
Yeah,
We never had that movie where they worked together.
This is literally her first cinematic appearance.
Yeah.
She has not been in. They've been
Yeah,
screaming
it's
for her to be in it.
it's gonna be her first cinematic appearance, and it's gonna be wrong.
Well,
It's gonna be wrong.
yes and no.
It's gonna be wrong.
If they're going New 52, she does at one point have to go against the Joker, but then she winds up turning on the Squad and doing her own thing. And
Well,
then
if she doesn't turn on him at the end, so he can get away. I mean, obviously he's going to have to get away because nobody catches the Joker aside from Batman.
yeah.
I mean, that better be what happens because I feel like I'm getting another superhero movie that's not what I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a super villain movie, Or it's like I'm going to get the supervillain movie before I'm getting any of the superhero movies. And it's...
Well, is Suicide Squad coming out before?
No, it's the first movie to come out after Batman Superman.
Okay.
But if you don't, you haven't established any of these villains as being villains. It's, it's like you're just giving me the dirty dozen of here's a bunch of random villains.
Unless there's a scene in maybe like if they were smart.
Because there ain't enough shit they're already packing into this Batman Superman movie. So don't even say it. Don't even come up with that theory.
I haven't been too keen since last year or wherever it was when they announced the Suicide Squad movie. I was like, do I care?
It's a weird thing to have a movie based on your villains without having the villains in your universe. Which, I mean, Marvel's getting to the point where they can do like a Masters of Evil movie if they really wanted to go off the fucking reservation because they're starting to build up those villains. Where with DC, you're kind of like, oh look, there's villains and here they all are. Now they're going to spread out to all the movies. Because that's probably what's going to happen eventually. Like, Killer Croc with the acne is going to show up somewhere.
And they'll recast him.
Yeah. He almost looks like the Thing, but like made of white stone instead of orange. That's what he looks like to me.
The problem with the Marvel stuff is the villains that would be the coolest to see fighting each other aren't all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Because you'd love to see like Magneto always hated the Red Skull and Dr. Doom always would not get along with somebody.
Which I have something to say about that too. But before we go into Marvel, Chris, you did have something about The Rock and DC.
I did. Supposedly The Rock, Mr. Dwayne Johnson.
Dwayne the Black Adam Johnson.
Yes, has confirmed that we will see the Shazam movie before 2019.
Do you think that's too long to wait for this Shazam movie that we've been talking about for this long?
4 years.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Exactly.
I think The Rock at this point is kind of making his own press about this because they don't know what's going on with the Shazam movie. Because if the DC is putting down that no jokes policy, Shazam's a fucking kid. He's got to be a little quippy and a little jokey because even in Justice League and in Flashpoint and all that stuff, even when he's Billy Bats or he's Shazam, he's fucking funny.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, kind of what they had to do with Ant-Man, where you had to put some gags in it because it is a bit ridiculous.
It is. Paul Rudd's even like, really? But I think that's going to be part of the charm of it. I think we thought Guardians was the funniest movie they've had so far. I think Ant-Man's going to be hilarious. I just have that feeling that that's what they're going to go with. So,
I'm still on the fence. I'm still very on the fence about Ant-Man right now.
Yeah, it is a little nervous. I'm nervously excited for it.
I'm excited. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna probably enjoy it. But I think as far as the Marvel movies,
it's not going to do numbers.
And I don't think it's gonna do poorly.
No.
But I just don't. I think it's gonna be looked at as the flop. It's not gonna be. And it's not gonna be by any stretch of the imagination.
Hey, he's in Civil War.
Yeah. And I actually have another little kind of DC.
Okay.
Not really, but it's. I caught the trailer for Bat Kid Begins.
Oh my god, my emotions.
Exactly. This is. I don't know if it's going to be a wide theatrical release or kind of a limited thing.
It's a documentary. Documentaries rarely get that
wide release.
Yeah.
But it's a movie about the story of Miles Scott, the 5-year-old with leukemia who was a big Batman fan, and with Make-A-Wish, that was his thing. He wanted to be Batman for a day.
Mm-hmm.
And they shut down San Francisco and turned San Francisco into Gotham, and just the feels.
Yeah. Yeah. My heart.
If I had one,
yes,
my heart would have been,
Still, it's just.
But I don't have a heart.
I think we actually talked about that story when it happened, and we were like, looked in my eye.
But then again, as I said, if I had a heart, I would,
Yeah.
I'd be emotional. But instead, I'm just kind of a cold, calculating robot, and I'll just sit there and enjoy the movie.
Yep, and bitch about things.
And bitch about things. Exactly.
He's not Batman enough.
He's not Batman enough. God damn it, he's got a damage tattoo on his forehead.
Now, we were talking about Fantastic Four for a second. I think we were talking
hold on, before we switch
villains.
over.
Yeah.
I missed one DC thing that I saw, and I heard two kind of conflicting reports about Static Shock.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Did Jaden Smith playing Static Shock?
No, that was a joke article that came out.
Well, the other one I saw was, I think it was from Walking Dead, the Everybody Hates Chris actor. It was in the running for Static Shock.
And I've also heard he's talked about Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I heard he was talking about Spider-Man as well. I think, nobody knows what's going on with Spider-Man yet. That's a big mystery. And he hasn't shown up to Civil War yet. So the internet will explode when he shows up because it's like, he's official! But now we were talking.
Takes off the mask and it's Miles Morales. And
I would be fine with that. I would be totally fine.
You know what? They can't do that.
They've already confirmed
They can't.
Peter Parker.
They can't.
They just can't, there's just too many people who don't know. There's too many even like comic fans that aren't going to want Miles Morales. And I know he's the new cool Spider-Man, but...
Are they both called Spider-Man in the comics now? Since they've already said Peter Parker's still going to be there and Miles Morales is going to be there, so maybe he's going to be like the Night Spider or something. I don't know.
Black Spider-Man?
Well, no, I was thinking Night Spider because he looks like when Spider-Man uses his spider sense when it gets like in the cartoon when it used to get negative. I don't want to call him Negative Spider-Man, so I was thinking the Night Spider, like Night Thrasher. Remember Night Thrasher?
I remember Night Thrasher.
All right. Anyway, we were talking about villains that all belong to different houses for Marvel, and that reminded me of a Nerd Bastards article that there's a T-shirt that's out. I guess they sell it at Target and wherever else. That it's Marvel Secret Wars. It's the Black Spider-Man on the cover.
First black. I saw it. The first black costume issue of Secret Wars.
There are people missing from the shirt.
Yeah, all the X-Men and all the Fantastic Four characters are off
missing.
of the shirt.
And the response from Tom Brevoort, Senior Vice President of Publishing at Marvel Comics, had this to say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you don't have the licensing rights to certain characters, you cannot sell merchandise depicting them. So because they don't have the merchandising rights to the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and whoever falls under their umbrella, they have to start deleting them from things.
Now this is me.
But I've seen Marvel product with the other characters on it.
This is a newer development.
Not only that, if that is the case, whatever lawyer or whoever from Marvel signed that contract needs to be beaten to death.
Yes. And with a box of clowns. There's another Secret Wars cover, too. I guess issue number 1 of that is missing Human Torch, Cyclops, Rogue. Curiously, they still have She-Hulk. Because I guess She-Hulk would fall under the Hulk family. But the thing is missing the black 70s female Captain Marvel, or 80s, was that? Yeah, there's a few people missing from that one. But yeah, I would, honestly, if I was walking through Target, I probably wouldn't realize they were missing from the shirt. But now that I see the cover and the shirt side by side, it really bugs me.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how to take that statement. I just.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the licensing rights to certain characters, you cannot sell merchandise depicting them.
Because I don't. That's the thing. Like, I don't understand how the characters are owned by Marvel Comics. And I mean, I am not a lawyer by any stretch of the imagination. The characters are owned by Marvel Comics. The versions you're seeing on that T-shirt are not the movie versions.
Yeah. It just leads credence to the rumor that Marvel
is trying to erase all that from existence.
Anything that they don't own cinematic rights to is getting buried.
Because I mean, they canceled the Fantastic Four comic.
Yes.
And they cited, poor sales and all that stuff, but It's the Fantastic Four, man.
That's wasn't that like the first family of comics?
That's the first family of comics, basically.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow, that's funny. I'm looking at the other Secret Wars thing. Where Wolverine was, Iron Fist is there on the T-shirt. Huh. Who's that over there? Black Panther is where Cyclops and Rogue is.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh look, it's the Netflix shirt. So.
Now, excuse me. In the cartoons, they have, and I guess that's a different thing than licensing. But like Wolverine is showing up in the Spider-Man cartoon and in the Avengers cartoon.
Yeah, I think that was before shit got salty.
Yes, I
you guys
really
talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be right back.
I really think that Marvel's is doing everything that they possibly can to get all their properties back in-house somehow. I know X-Men is probably going to be tough right now because X-Men is still making Fox shit tons of money. But I think this Fantastic Four movie is going to be hot garbage.
I have a feeling, our best chance now, I think, in the near future of seeing the X-Men come back to Marvel is we're starting to get to that point, and it's this, Hugh Jackman's only doing the 2 more movies. He's doing X-Men Apocalypse, and he's doing another Wolverine movie.
The next Wolverine movie.
And then they're going to have to cast another Wolverine. And they already started casting some other X-Men for this Apocalypse movie. But it could be a good jumping off point to, all right, we're going to restart things a little bit. And maybe we'll work out a deal like Sony did and bring everything back in and give them control and let them make the money, instead of gambling and taking a crapshoot with something new.
Yeah, yeah.
If everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to watch a Wolverine that's not Hugh Jackman. You're like, all right, it's Wolverine, he's not Hugh Jackman, but guess what? The Avengers are there too. So it's...
Yeah, I think that would I think that would help if that's what they did. But I guess we'll see. I mean, as I said, I don't see Fox letting go of Marvel.
I think it's a long shot, but I think I think that's the only opportunity in the near future. But unless the next 3 X-Men movies completely shit the bed,
which they're not going to. But on the flip side of that, to me, I don't get why Fox wouldn't want to do what Paramount did with the Iron Man movies, where it was they kind of co-produced them.
And what Sony's doing with Marvel or with Spider-Man right now.
Well, yeah, because that's just more money you're going to make. That's more of your characters that are getting out, are getting out there. Yeah, all right, we're not going to have an X-Men movie for a couple more years. Oh shit, there's Wolverine in Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
So I just to me it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's reasoning behind it, but it doesn't make sense.
Egos and pride. That's the reasoning behind it. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you figure Hugh Jackman's only doing 2 more movies, you have Infinity War coming up, where reality could be altered severely.
Mm-hmm.
It might be, storyline-wise, it's a great opportunity to bring those characters back under the umbrella. And if they're going to have to reboot Wolverine or recast Wolverine, not necessarily undo everything that was done. But if you need a good jumping off point, I think having everything under the same umbrella is the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know,
We'll see how this plays out. There's many years. There's many years ahead.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's a lot of things, they could make money with. If they're controlling it and they're introducing the characters into the different TV shows, and they're bringing they're bringing X-Men characters to television, because there's 100 X-Men characters to draw from.
Yeah. And they have the rumored New Mutants movie that's supposed to be picking up too. So. It's kind of funny though when you think about it that when the first Iron Man movie came out, Iron Man was really like a B or C list hero. He wasn't like their top guy, and Marvel basically said, "Listen, this is who we have to work with, and this is what we're gonna do." And now they're unstoppable. Now we have an Ant-Man movie coming out.
I think Iron Man. Iron Man was always one of their like heavy hitters, I guess, in that world of the Avengers, and there was always an Iron Man book. But I think
X-Men was the book.
Yeah, well, you know what happened? It was X-Men came in and filled that void, similar to what Ultimate Marvel did in the late 90s, where things had begun to grow stale. It pumped new life into things. The X-Men came, when the X-Men hit big in the 70s, that started to change things, and comics changed in general into the 80s when they got much darker. And you got away from, some of the older heroes became the older heroes. It was getting to that point for generational stuff that it was your dad's hero. That was, the stuff your older brother read or your uncle read or something like that. So Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, they were always around, but they were, I guess, secondary. They played second fiddle to Spider-Man and Wolverine, and Marvel probably pumped their better writers to those books.
The Chris Claremont X-Men run was
phenomenal. It might be the best. That might be the best X-Men run ever.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It absolutely is.
And that was very heavy into when I'll go on record saying that for the most part I think that the Claremont run was very much when Mike and I were reading comics, pretty regularly.
Yeah. Same here.
And then once Claremont left, that's when I got a little off of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
this cover's making me mad. I can't look at it anymore.
No. Whatever they're doing with marketing and whatever, whether it's they're doing it to prevent a legal issue later on, or if there becomes something not to open a window to create a lawsuit that might cost them money or cause them a problem at some point.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different factors. I guess legally, whenever lawyers get involved with things that are creative, it is never good. It always hampers things.
Yeah.
Nobody ever said no artistic, creative people have ever said, "Boy, I can't wait for the lawyers to get their hands on this. It'll really make it better."
Yeah.
Said
Absolutely.
No one ever. All right. Well, moving on to happier things. Civil War is in full swing of being filmed right now, and Crossbones has been on the set. We talked about that last week. That he's now done with the set. His scenes are finished. Now, what people are saying is that the Crossbones stuff happens pretty much right at the beginning of the movie, and that coupled with the events of Age of Ultron is what leads to the Registration Act. Because in the comics, it was like a big catastrophe thing. This apparently is being filmed in Wakanda, quote unquote. So Black Panther is going to get involved in this. There is big plans for Sebastian Stan, who is Bucky, who has not been on set yet, or he's been on set but not in costume yet. Let's see. Where's the quote from Laney Gossip, which is another I think they might be friends with Latino Review. Civil War is a critical moment for Sebastian Stan and Bucky Barnes. He has to get everyone on his side by the end of the movie because he's fighting against Hydra. He's fighting against everybody who still thinks he's an assassin. Tony Stark finds out he was responsible for the murder of his father. So there's a lot of shit going on there by the end of the movie because his role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is about to get a lot bigger. Now, anybody familiar with the Civil War comic knows that at the end of it, there may be a new Captain America. Just saying. If you haven't read the comic, go read it. It's a really good book. And get yourself some fucking education before Civil War comes out. Look, I'm getting so mad. I'm throwing wires.
You are getting mad. You're wrecking shit.
I am.
Don't destroy your new mic.
I know. That sound better.
He sounds so much better.
Yes.
Yes, and yeah, the cast for Civil War is just huge. You got Black Panther coming in, Ant-Man's showing up. They've already showed Scarlet Witch and Falcon and all them on set. I believe Vision's supposed to be in it too for a minute. So yeah, Civil War is well on its way of being filmed right now, coming out next May. Yeah, next May, because Batman is coming out in March, or I think right after my birthday.
Happy birthday, Will.
Yeah, in next March.
What a gift.
Yeah, what a gift of darkness.
What a gift.
Darkness. No parents. All right.
That pops up on my iPod every once in a while. I love it.
Let's talk about Michael B. Jordan, since we were talking about licensing issues and all that stuff before. Michael B. Jordan, Human Torch.
Not the basketball player.
No, not Michael Jordan.
Not
Human Torch in Fanforstic is... that's what it says. It says Fanforstic. He plays Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and when he first got cast, everybody was shitting. Everybody's been shitting on everything in this episode. That how are you gonna have Human Torch be black? How are you gonna have this? How are you gonna? Now Michael B. Jordan is an excellent actor. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He was on that show Parenthood. He was in Chronicle. I think he was in that Fruitvale Station or something like that. Excellent actor. I think he's going to crush the role, but you have the people kind of like people get all shitty when women tell men what to do in movies. So he wrote a piece for Entertainment Weekly talking about how the reactions hit him and basically what he's going to say to all the people. I believe to quote, he said, "Haters going to hate, hate, hate."
No, he did not quote Taylor Swift.
No.
But he might as well have.
He might as well have. Here's a couple of isolated quotes. I'm reading from the Nerd Bastards article. Actor goes on to say his feelings. This is a family movie about 4 friends, 2 of whom are myself and Kate Mara.
Is it a failing movie? Or a family movie?
Family movie.
Okay.
2 of whom are myself and Kate Mara, who plays my adopted sister, who are brought together by a series of unfortunate events that create a unity and a team. That's the message of the movie if people can allow themselves to see it. Sometimes you have to be the person who stands up and says, "I'll be the one to shoulder all this hate. I'll take the brunt for the next couple of generations. I put that responsibility on myself."
They're not Michael Jordan.
Not Michael Jordan. But he is Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
within a generation, nobody is going to remember this movie.
Yeah. And then his last piece was to the trolls on the internet, which I think he's talking to us.
He probably is, because,
Although we've been actually supportive of him, so Michael B. Jordan, we'd like to have you on the show. We'd like to have you on the show. Talk about it.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him being cast as Johnny Storm.
We have more of an issue with Victor Von Blogger than we have with Human Torch.
And I brought up the issue that it's, if they really wanted to have balls and cast black actors in a movie, they should have made Sue Storm black too.
Absolutely.
That's exactly
why did it have to be the adopted blonde sister?
Because they needed to keep the pretty blonde girl in there.
Yeah.
Because they know that because obviously there's some studio head that looked at things and said, well, black women don't test as well with target audiences and things like that, and all that nonsense that you don't kind of get focused on because they can sit there and go, we cast a black actor in a traditionally white role, and it kind of overshadows, but you could have done more. And
meanwhile, they cast white actors in every ethnic role there is.
Unless it's a villain, they just change all those. They change all the ethnic villains back to white guys.
Yes. All right, but anyway, let me read this last part here. To the trolls on the internet, I want to say, get your head out of the computer, go outside and walk around. Look at the people walking next to you. Look at your friends, and who are they interacting with. And just understand this is the world we live in. It's okay to like it. So, haters going to hate.
I don't, and as we said, I don't hate him being cast as Johnny Storm.
He is the least thing I have a problem with in that movie.
At all. I think he's a pretty decent actor from what the handful of things I have seen him in. Mm-hmm. My argument is, if you're going to do it, do it.
Yep.
Don't just give me, okay, we're going to make Johnny Storm black, but where Sue Storm is still going to be pretty blonde and white.
Yeah.
Just
do it.
Just do it.
Go balls deep.
As Nike says, just do it.
Yes. And don't make Mr. Fantastic 12 fucking years old.
He does. He looks like he's
got a cherub face.
Oh.
And Victor Lagerstein.
I saw that dude was in Whiplash getting yelled at by J. Jonah Jameson.
I have to see that still. That movie's
about playing on the drums. And, and that guy did a good job in that. And I'm like, all right, maybe, but he just looks so young. That, I always think of Mr. Fantastic as being a little bit more established, and he's not. He was never that heartthrob character. He was an older guy.
Even in the other Fantastic Four movies, the two recent ones. Say what you will about the movies, cast-wise, Mr. Fantastic, I thought he was good in that role. I thought he fit the part.
Yeah.
The people playing the Fantastic Four weren't bad. It was the story lacked, and they screwed up Dr. Doom again.
They did. Damn it, Dr. Doom. Just how hard is it?
And that's the thing. He's not. He shouldn't be this hard to get right.
Stop trying to make him relatable.
Why is it so hard to get Dr. Doom right on film?
This is attempt number 3. If you count the Roger Corman version, which I do.
You have to.
Yes.
You have to.
Attempt number 3, and it's still fucked. And you know what? We haven't really seen much of him in the trailers or commercials. They've been focusing more on the Fantastic Four and not really about Dr. Doom.
Well, that's because he's just an angry troll on the internet.
Yeah, that hates Michael B. Jordan.
But the little bit you see of him in the commercial, it looks like he's coming out of the negative zone.
Yeah. Oh, which did remind me about something in the Supergirl trailer. They do name drop the Phantom Zone and explain some stuff there. So, okay.
All right.
As far as Marvel stuff, I think, do we have anything else Marvel-y?
I got this thing real quick that I found.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You had the thing.
Did you have something?
Well, Mike has a thing, and I have a thing, too. So.
Okay. And then we'll get to the last thing.
Real quick, this was the deadliest killers of Earth 616, murderers of Marvel.
Yes, which is the traditional Marvel universe before it all gets erased from this Secret Wars that's going on right now.
Right.
Until they reboot it again. Because people are going to get mad.
So I don't know how they came up with this.
Haters going to hate.
Haters going to hate. All right, so we're talking about the top 5,
damn
right?
it, now it's stuck in my head, you asshole.
Yes.
And
They
you know
broke it
what?
down to kills. They broke it down to killing heroes, killing villains, and killing people of neutral character.
Okay. So, and just villains, like we're not including Punisher in this list?
This is Marvel murderers. This is heroes, villains, anybody.
Okay. I gotta say Punisher's somewhere in the top 5.
Punisher is in the top 5 with 34 kills.
Okay. What number did he come in?
I will call him number 3.
Oh, okay. So he's high ranking. Enough to get you on a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris, you pick somebody.
God, I don't know.
I mean, the top 3 really aren't that hard when you start to think about, once you hear it, you'll be like, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Wolverine's got to be in the top 3.
Wolverine, James Logan Howlett, number 1, with a bullet, 46 kills.
Oh, they 4,000.
4,576 kills.
Yes. All right. Come on, Chris, that's 2. I got 2 in the top 3. It's like Family Feud. Steve Harvey would be coming out and wait for someone to give a stupid answer.
I've been drinking for like 2 hours, dude.
And the guy that's number 2, I'm surprised because Will usually says his name every 3 minutes during the
Deadpool?
podcast anyway.
Fucking Deadpool?
My boy.
Yes, Deadpool with 36 kills.
And Ryan Reynolds, let's just talk about Deadpool real quick. Bringing kids from the Make-A-Wish Foundation to the set to meet him and put the Deadpool mask on. So even though the movie's gonna be rated R, Ryan Reynolds is like, "Come on, little children, you can come see this movie." So
That's cool.
yeah. All right. So now we got 4 and 5.
4 and 5 are tougher, and I don't know if I necessarily see you guys getting them.
4 and 5.
Do we get a hero or villain? At least give us that.
I'll say both of them are heroes. One of them has kind of flip-flopped through the years, I'll say.
Okay.
There are
Magneto?
not Magneto.
No.
Magneto is close. Magneto's got 10 official kills on this list.
Sabretooth?
Ooh, Sabretooth is number 6.
Oh.
Actually, technically, I'm sorry. Sabretooth is tied for 5th.
Okay.
I'm sorry, with the other guy that's in here at 5.
Okay.
With 15 kills.
I'm going through my years of comics.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Now, these other two you don't necessarily think of as being killer characters.
Accidental killings. Hulk?
Not Hulk.
No? Okay.
Actually, I don't know if Hulk is even anywhere on this list. Hulk is not on this.
I don't know, man.
If they count Ultimate Hulk, he ate Freddie Prinze Jr. Like, literally ate him. Terrible. I don't know. Let's see. Red Skull's a Nazi, so, I mean, that doesn't count.
And it's one of them is somebody that's flip-flopped?
He's flip-flopped. I mean, they're both heroes.
Okay.
They both are not necessarily humans.
Okay.
They both...
Thanos?
No, they are both... one is definitely from Earth,
Okay.
and one spends the majority of his time, or I guess he splits time.
I'm going to say Rob Liefeld.
Yes, it's Rob Liefeld. Well, let's put it this way. One is in the theatrical Marvel Universe.
Thor?
Thor, tied with Sabretooth to 15 kills.
Really?
Well, yeah. I was starting to think that when you said he kind of bounces between Earth and somewhere else, I'm going, all right, Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same vein as the type of character is Thor, with wars and battle and regality and Shakespearean type of storylines.
Namor?
Yes, Namor is the other
Really?
guy you were missing. 16 kills.
Namor's just an asshole.
Yes, that's flip-flop. Namor is just a bit of a prick.
So, are the top 5 all heroes, I think, pretty much? God
Yeah,
damn,
I mean...
Murderous sons of bitches, so...
Wolverine is number 1. Deadpool, who is, whatever Deadpool is, he's really a killer that leans towards doing the right thing.
Yeah.
The Punisher is a killer who kills for the right reasons, at least in his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Namor, who's the leader of an army, the leader of a nation.
Yeah.
Marvel's
Aquaman.
Who has been a hero, who has been a villain, who has kind of been a character who's...
I think he's part of the Illuminati, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's out there on his own. I mean, he is one of those... He rules over 2/3 of the Earth.
Yeah.
And then Thor, who has had to fight battles to defend various realms and do all that shit.
I'm curious, are they counting Goliath in one of his kills?
It's like counting Hawkeye as a kill. It doesn't matter.
I mean, under notable kills, they have Janet Van Dyne. Or I wasn't aware that he even killed her. I think that was more one of the recent things where she died.
Yeah.
Because I think she had become Yellow Jacket or she had become evil at one point.
Did we actually ever talk about who the female Thor is? Did we ever bring that up?
Yeah, we talked about that
last week.
I couldn't remember if we did.
Jane Foster and how every time she becomes Thor, it's killing her, and how that was kind of my come on Marvel, either shit or get off the pot
that's right.
rant.
That's right. That was before
one of my like 18 epic rants last week.
And then just real quick, the other guys that they have on this list. After Sabretooth, X-23.
Okay, it's Wolverine's kid.
Yeah, Wolverine's kid, 11 kills. Iron Man, 11 kills.
Mm-hmm.
Magneto, 10 kills. Black Widow, 9 kills. Venom, 9 kills. Bullseye, only 9 kills, which I'm kind of surprised at.
Bullseye, you're terrible at your job.
Archangel, 9 kills.
Also terrible. You're the Angel of Death. Terrible.
Moon Knight with 8. Cyclops with 8.
I didn't realize Moon Knight is like straight up crazy. I haven't
Yeah.
really read the comic, but apparently he's batshit crazy.
Yeah, Moon Knight's...
Cyclops is like batshit crazy now too, I think.
Yeah, for the past 10, 12 years, Cyclops has been very off in the comics.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of skated that line between...
Well,
He crossed over. He killed Xavier recently.
Yeah, that's where it has here under his notable kills.
No one stays dead in the X-Men.
Yeah.
Even Sabretooth got his head cut the fuck off, which was supposed to be the only way to kill him. I think he came back. So
Green Goblin, I'm surprised, only 7 kills.
is that across all the Green Goblins there's been?
Just Norman Osborn,
Okay.
Green Goblin. Mystique with 7 kills. Then you're even getting into some minor characters. Vulcan.
Squirrel Girl? Does she have a kill?
Yes, Squirrel Girl. No, Malekith the Accursed.
Malekith.
X-Man. Nathaniel Nate
Fucking
Gray.
lame. Oh my god. You know what? We've gone too deep. When you hit X-Man, you have gone too deep into the kill list.
No, it's when you get D-Man. That's when you're too deep into the kill.
D-Man.
Yes.
I had to educate some people in my Steam group when we were playing Marvel Heroes. I'm like, where's D-Man? Like, I showed a picture, like, isn't that Wolverine? I'm like, no.
No. It's D-Man.
It's D-Man. Okay.
D-Man was the shit, yo.
Chris, what was your Marvel thing?
My Marvel thing actually has to do with one of the guys that was on the list that Mike just read.
D-Man.
Not D-Man, but Norman Osborn.
Oh yeah.
There's rumors that somebody is in talks to possibly play Norman Osborn in the Spidey reboot, and he is all right. Fucking Matthew McConaughey is rumored to be playing Norman Osborn in a fucking Spider-Man
Now,
reboot.
he says he's talked to both Marvel and DC about parts. So...
And I guarantee if he gets cast as Norman Osborn is running around with his shirt off the entire fucking movie.
Oh, there's going to be the serum scene. Here, you know the Marvel Cinematic formula. At one point, people got to have their shirts off. Tony Stark had his shirt off. Captain America. Thor was running around most of the first part of the original movie with no shirt. I'm sure freaking Paul Rudd is going to have a scene where he's got no shirt on.
Hulk never has a shirt.
Hulk never has a shirt. Freaking Mr. Dad Body, Chris Pratt from Parks and Rec. He takes off the shirt, all of a sudden everybody's like, where the hell did that come from? And then you can see on the later seasons of Parks and Rec, they're trying to dress him kind of dumpy.
but he just can't pull it off?
Yeah, he's just jacked. And they don't acknowledge it. They don't acknowledge it.
You know, when those Marvel movies always
I got some extra if you need some.
Yeah. Who always keeps a shirt on?
Black Widow always keeps a shirt on.
True. Where's the equality?
That was my other Marvel thing. I actually been sitting on this story for 3 weeks, but they put out a toy for the Quinjet that shoots the motorcycle out, just like in the scene, so Captain America can go and save Captain America.
Yeah. That's a whole nother issue. We don't have time to rant about that.
Could she got fucked over out of the toy.
There is a Black Widow toy. It's at Toys R Us. I've seen it. I held it in my hand because it was a 3-pack. I want to say it was Captain America, Iron Man, and Black Widow in one package, but I could have. I know Iron Man was definitely there. I could be wrong on the third person. But yeah, there's that 3-pack, and there's a Maria Hill, Nick Fury, Coulson 3-pack also. So she does have a toy, but you have to go to Toys R Us to get it.
But that's not the point. The point is this pivotal, awesome action scene in this movie.
And she was badass in that scene.
She's fucking badass. Badass ain't even a word.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the toy they make. Fucking Captain America, who I love Captain America, but he's in everything. He's got 800 versions of himself in the toy aisle.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't put Black Widow on the motorcycle?
Nope. Whatever. All right.
Where's my Black Widow on a motorcycle? Damn it!
I got one last thing to talk about, which is actually a follow-up story from many episodes ago. We talked about this before, the assholes that SWAT people. That, like, if they're losing...
and not SWAT people, like, walk up to them and just be like, smack!
Yeah.
You know, what the fuck thing to say to the face? No, not that kind of stuff.
No, like, if you're losing in Counter-Strike or Call of Duty or League of Legends, or if you're beating this kid, I should say, all of a sudden the cops are showing up to your house because they said you murdered somebody. That's when.
And this is why I don't play video games online with people, because y'all are a bunch of assholes.
Not if you play with the right people. Anyway, so this 17-year-old swatter, he I know, he frequents League of Legends. That's basically which I play games like League of Legends, but League of Legends gets a little too hardcore for me because people get crazy over there. Let's see, targeting League of Legends player. Teen who went under the social media name or username would also retaliate by posting a target's parents' date of birth and social insurance and credit card numbers on the web, and had pizza which they had not ordered delivered to their home.
See, that's not a horrible thing.
Not a horrible thing.
That's pizza delivered to me, that I didn't order. That's not a horrible thing.
Now the next
I
one.
felt bad because I've had the guys next door order pizza, and like the guys knocked on my door, and I've been like,
you stole a motherfucker's pizza.
I didn't steal motherfucker's pizza. I could have, damn it, but I'm too nice of a guy.
It would have been missing a slice. That's all I'm saying.
My fat ass don't need pizza.
Now the next one. The teen found his targets, who were gamers and mostly females, online.
Of course.
When they would not acknowledge friend or follow requests or send him things that he wanted, such as photos, he would harass them and their families. Now you're getting a little darker.
Well, and that falls into that whole, I'm living in my mom's basement Gamergate bullshit.
And then September 6, 2014, after she repeatedly rejected him, the teen called the Tucson police to prompt a SWAT of her home, claiming he had shot his parents with an AR-15 rifle, had bombs, and would kill the police if he saw any marked vehicles. So this kid has gone to court. I believe Coquitlam, which is, I'm not sure where that, I think it's in Australia actually. Oh, British Columbia. He's up in Vancouver area. He's gone to court. Right now, at last count, it was 40 different counts of this bullshit that he was doing. His sentencing hearing is June 29th, but they're talking that he's going to be in jail for quite a while.
We should keep our eye on this and discuss this in a couple weeks.
To harass people and the credit card thing and and looking for the pictures and being, attacking somebody that way. But when you send a SWAT team like that, when you threaten the police and send a SWAT team to somebody's house, you can get somebody shot.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You can get the asshole. You can get a lot of people killed.
Oh, and this one, I didn't even see this one. This past March and last November, the teen also admitted to a bomb hoax that prompted the Space Mountain ride in Disneyland to be shut down.
Wow.
Yeah, this kid was straight up dick.
This kid's got some issues.
Yeah. He's one of those pricks that never got smacked around in his life and thinks, because he can do some shit on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
He hides behind it.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna follow up with this.
I mean, that's the thing, of being online, being anonymous online and being, you think there's no accountability for shit.
You get internet balls.
Yeah, and this kid didn't think he was going to get caught, and now he's going to probably go away for quite some time.
Oh yeah, 40 counts. Yeah, and especially since he's from out of the country, and he was harassing people in Minnesota, Utah, Arizona, Ohio, California, and British Columbia.
Wow.
So
yeah, kid, if you're out there and you're listening to this, you are fucked.
Dude, he's like
don't drop the soap.
He's like Zero Cool and Hackers.
Or is he? Are they extraditing him, or is he staying in Canada?
Oh, no, he's staying in Canada as of right now. As of right now, this may be an international incident at some point, but June 29th, they're doing the Canada stuff, so that's actually my kid's birthday. So we will follow up on my kid's birthday on where this asshole's going to jail.
Yeah.
So, dick. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got, too.
I just, I'd seen this earlier, and I just stumbled across it again as I was looking through stuff. and this goes on to something we've commented on before, and one of our common hates.
Okay.
A TV show we all universally disliked.
Honey Boo Boo?
Yes, Honey Boo Boo. Which was canceled because she married a child molester.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk.
She didn't marry it. It didn't marry a child molester, but she left her husband for the guy that molested her daughter or something like that.
Yeah. Well, now she's threatening to sue TLC for canceling the show.
Well, that's actually, she's threatening to sue because of canceling the show, but the reason she's threatening to sue was because, one of the holier-than-thou Duggars was touching kids.
And they just canceled that show, too.
They did.
See, if you have a show, the moral of the story is, first of all, don't touch kids.
That is definitely the moral of any story. Yes. Don't touch kids. Just don't do it.
Second of all, if you have a show on TLC, it's going to get canceled if you touch kids. So, see rule number 1. Don't touch kids.
Yeah.
I saw this Duggar guy, and that's that 19 Kids and Counting. Okay. I'd seen some talk about that, and I wasn't sure who he was.
He's the oldest kid, and supposedly this is so off of what we normally talk about, but now that it's been brought up, it's, from what I understand, and this was when he was younger and a teenager, and I guess the statute of limitations has run out.
Yeah.
But he was supposedly playing doctor with a few young girls. Possibly family members.
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting real dark here.
We are getting real dark here. So
it's like a very special episode. It's like the bike shop episode.
Your job right now is to look for some kind of what the fuck news.
Okay.
Get on that shit right now. But
I'm literally typing in what the fuck news in Google.
It kind of amazes me, just in general, and I'm not going to go into all the details with that because that's not what we talk about, but it always amazes me that these holier-than-thou people that are, thumping, Bible thumping, and Will is raising his hands, he's got some what the fuck news, yes! These holier-than-thou people, it's always, those are the people with the shit in the closet, with the skeletons in the closet.
So many of the guys that the politicians that holler about gay people destroying America, they get caught, with a guy someplace. They're trying to hook up with guys in a bathroom somewhere. It just seems like it happens so much. It's a weird kind of dark funny that you almost see it coming. That if there's a guy on TV hollering about the horridness, and it's that self-loathing that some of these people have, and it's a combination of, the environment they grew up in, whether it be religious or whether it just be, an anti-gay environment, and they had that, and they fought so hard against it, and were miserable and wanted to make everybody else, thought if they could make it go away, it'd make them better, and instead of just accepting who they wanted to be, and then it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it turns out that it's even worse than just, hey, all right, it turns out that guy was really gay and he was hollering about, gay people his whole life. But if you're doing stuff with kids, then it turns into, well, now you're hollering about what's right and wrong, and you're one of the most fucked up people.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the most vile
bullshit.
Unreprehensible crimes ever.
All right.
That's all I'm going to say.
We're getting dark. So
Will, let's get us
an older story.
Dark.
This is an older story, but I know for certain we have never talked about this. We can either do the headline and go out on that, or
go with it. Just go with the headline.
All right, here it is.
Go with the headline, and we will discuss, and then we will exit.
The headline tells you the whole story.
Well, we'll talk about it.
We're going to talk about how the guy from Beautiful Mind died?
No. Woman filled her vagina with poison to try to kill her husband when he went down on her.
Oh, you're stupid! We may have talked about this.
I don't remember talking about this.
But hey, if you're gonna go out, that's a pretty damn good way to go out.
A Brazilian woman has confessed. This is from 2013. A Brazilian woman has confessed to trying to kill her husband by putting poison in her vagina and urging him to have oral sex with her. The bizarre murder plot. What?
I was gonna say this is like a common occurrence in Brazil. It's not even like they just write you a ticket for it.
The bizarre murder plot, dubbed Cunning Cunnilingus by one commentator, took place in the city of Sao de Jose, Rio Puerto. Let's see. Okay, let's see. The intended victim, a 43-year-old man who has not been named, says his wife tried to lure him into bed and encouraged him to perform oral sex on her. His suspicions were aroused when he noticed an unusual odor emanating from her private parts. Fearing she was unwell, he took her to the hospital. Medical tests revealed she had doused her vagina with enough of the unspecified toxin to kill both her husband and herself.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Confronted with the test results, the woman reportedly confessed her crime. It is believed she hatched the bizarre plot after asking her husband for a divorce, a request he now seems rather more than likely to take. So, yeah. Needless to say here, vagina homicide is, needless to say, a highly unusual crime. And local police officer Walter Jr. has reportedly ordered further investigation.
It has a name?
Walter Coasino Jr.
That
Vagina homicide.
Vagina homicide.
And the Jezebel website points out that poisoning someone through your vagina is not that good of an idea, because your vagina is fairly absorbent, and shoving a bunch of poison in it will hurt you as much as the person you're trying to kill.
That's just ridiculous.
That's like those old stories that they used to tell about, like Vietnam, that the prostitutes in Vietnam were hiding razor blades in their vaginas to get the soldiers.
Yeah. It's like that movie.
Not a good idea. No, not a good idea.
Yeah, I don't see that. You sneeze once and
you're over.
Yeah.
Over.
Nope.
Oh, I should have done this one. I don't even have a story for this one. Wife stabs husband with squirrel.
Find that story. Find that story for next week.
All right, I'll find that for
was
next
he
week.
holding a squirrel?
I don't know. Well, that's a mystery that we will cover next week. Wife stabs husband with squirrel. On that note, you can
same Ninjaverse time, same Ninjaverse channel.
Yes.
Find out, will our hero get stabbed with a squirrel?
Yes. That's nuts. You can find the Ninjaverse on YouTube.
I fucking hate you. Beer came out of my fucking nose, you asshole!
Oh, you know where to find us. We'll see you next week.
He's Will. I'm Chris.
I'm Mike.
Mike.
Try not to get any poison in your vaginas.
And stay away from squirrels.
Fuck.
They're nuts.